A lot of my clients ask me the same question. Can food actually affect pain and inflammation? And usually the answer is complicated and full of it depends factors. But there is one thing in your kitchen cabinet what is an exception. And the research behind it surprised most of the people at the first time when they hear it. So let's get into it. I see people every week with long-standing joint inflammation, tendon inflammation, or either the chronic pain, and almost always some ask at some point, could diet actually matter here? I always answer the same way. Diet doesn't replace the treatment, but it can be one factor among the others. And one thing I learned over the past year generally surprised even me. In 2005, researchers published a finding in journal Nature that was frankly strange. High quality extra virgin olive oil contains a compound that blocks the same inflammation enzymes as ibuprofen. Not with the same strength, but through the same mechanism. I'm a physiotherapist with OMT training and specialization in pain in physiotherapy. I'm not dietarian, I'm not claiming to be, but because the patients ask me the same question every week as part of the managing their pain, I wanted to walk through what research actually says. No more, no less. The compound is called oleocanthal. It's that sharp, throat-catching taste when you notice in good, fresh, extra virgin olive oil. The same sensations as swallowing bit overly strong cough syrup. That sting isn't flaw. It's a sign that olive contains sort of that exact compound. Oleocanthal works in the body in much the same way as ibuprofen. It blocks the enzymes that produce inflammation messaging molecules. A painkiller does the same thing more strongly and more quickly, but the mechanism is essentially the same. The more oil stings in your throat, the more likely is to contain that compound, no other way around. Here's what researchers estimate. About 50 grams, roughly 3 to 4 tablespoons of good fresh olive oil provides about 1/10 of an adult ibuprofen dose in one pain relief. So it's nothing you'd use to treat a sudden flare of pain, but use it regularly as the part of the rest of your diet is a small ongoing nudge in the same direction. That isn't the reason why you skip the medication, but it's reason to choose better oil since you're putting oil on your food anyway. But the oleocanthal research is already 20 years old. So what does the most recent research say? In 2025, 2 large meta-analyses were published, pooling together dozens of controlled trials from more than 2,500 adults combined. The result was clear. A Mediterranean diet supplemented with olive oil lowered measurable inflammation markers in blood tests, CRP and EL6, the most commonly used markers in inflammation. Significantly more than a low-fat comparison diet. Not every inflammation marker improved as constantly. TNF alpha, for example, varied between the studies, but the overall pattern was clear. This isn't just one old lab finding anymore. This is a repeated evidence from thousands of real people. But most of the olive oils on the supermarket shelves barely contains any oleocanthal at all because of the old harvest, poor storage or blends from multiple sources. And I'll show you next how to tell which one is exactly what you need to have. 4 signs of the high quality oil. First, throat sting. If the oil doesn't sting at all, it likely contains very little oleocanthal. Second, fresh harvest. A harvest date or year printed in the bottle, not just generic best before text. Third, cold pressed. Heat destroys these compounds during the processing. And fourth, single traceable source, not a blend from the multiple countries or farms. If you don't know which farm your bottle came from, you don't know even what you are buying. This isn't the treatment and it doesn't replace the medication prescribed by a doctor. This is one small studied piece of the broader anti-inflammatory diet, not a miracle cure in a bottle. And that's exactly why this video partner fits to the topic unusually well. Argo Olives, a Greek family business that sources its certified organic, cold-pressed, extra virgin oil from one single farm. No blends, no mystery sources, one farm, one farming family, full of traceability. Vanha käpy. Exactly what I just described as a quality markers. Argo is also official Heart Symbol certified product in Finland, a national heart health certification. Use good extra virgin olive oil cold or drizzled over the food right after the cooking. High heat destroys some of these compounds. A couple of the tablespoons as a day as part of your normal diet is enough. There is no need to overdo it. Store the bottle somewhere cool and dark and use it within few months of the opening. So let's sum up. High quality, fresh, extra virgin olive oil cold ties compound that works in the body through the same mechanism as the ibuprofen. Not as strongly, but in a scientific documented way. It doesn't replace the medication and it isn't the treatment, but it's one tasty way to support broader anti-inflammatory diet. Next time when you check the back of the bottle whether it stings or it doesn't, now you know why. This doesn't replace the individual nutrition guidance or doctor's evaluation of the chronic pain. I made free guide of this topic down in the description, so get yourself over there after this one. If you find this kind of content valuable, show it by hitting the like button, and thanks you for the watching and see you at the next video.